The assistant manager at Nose's Bank was keeping customer tax information in an unlocked drawer.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yes. This was discovered because they were audited.
So somebody's fallen on their sword for this.
Luckily, it's not Nose. Because otherwise there might have been the assistant manager might not have had time to fall on their sword. They might have been violently thrown upon it.
Ooh.
Hello.
See Sneaky went on one of his nicknaming sprees again.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, gentlemen,
How are you doing, Max?
I was looking up fanfiction last night.
Oh god, why are you doing research for the stream again?
Oh
That was
no.
your first mistake.
Because I wasn't doing research for the stream, but it ended up being that way.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Yeah. So, while I don't have specific stories, that's less because I couldn't find any good examples, and more because the answer was yes.
Uh-oh.
What did you find?
Yes. So, welcome one and all. I hope you like all your new names, except for Atin and Max, who get to keep theirs.
Unfair.
Or do you deny?
I mean,
No.
I want to point out that's not the name I gave myself on this server.
Yeah,
That's just a
same.
long ago name from Sneaky.
Yes, everyone
Sneaky
gets
does
it.
this every so often. Anyone who like regularly interacts eventually gets a name.
Yeah.
Fair
Also,
enough.
happy Pi Day, everyone.
Speaking of which, honestly, can we get a designated normie role on your server there, Sign? Because holy Mick fucking shit.
Oh god, yeah. No.
So there's this
Well-
Brazilian on his server that fervently defends purchasing an Apple laptop as a economical choice
What?
in
Oh, no,
Brazil.
no.
What?
Okay,
In-
no.
in
It is
Brazil.
an economical
Well,
choice.
okay, I guess
It's
it
a
depends on which
bad
one.
economical choice.
$3,000.
No.
$3,000 in Brazil because of the imports, and
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
called it disposable, Sneaky.
I know.
Disposable.
I know. Yeah, he considers it disposable because that's how Apple treats their laptops.
That's not a good thing.
No, it's not.
wrong, but
And we're just like, dude, we can literally buy a way better computer for a fraction of that cost.
You can not like you can buy a significantly better laptop. Just Windows-based laptop.
And the best response he had was when I said, you know, why are you buying an Apple? He goes, oh, well, I'm buying an Apple because I don't play video games.
That you don't what?
That may be one of the saner responses I've heard.
it's still
No,
mind-boggling.
Max, he's saying he pays more money to do nothing on the computer because he doesn't play video games, and Windows PCs are for video games, not for not using the computer.
God, I wish that was true.
Yeah.
How nice would it have been if it's like, oh, cool, this $500 Dell laptop, yeah, they'll play the newest AAA games,
Yeah.
Ultra FPS, Ultra.
I fucking wish.
Great, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be fantastic.
It's I was just like literally the entire discussion. I am just sitting here. I'm just like, how the fuck are you this stupid?
Oh, the Kurama guy.
Yeah, of course. Of course, it's Kurama. It always comes back to him.
Oh, it's Kurama again. Good. I
Yeah.
love how you have a story about him at least once every 2 weeks.
Every
is.
single time this dude opens his fucking mouth, it's just like, wow, thank you for confirming to me that whenever we see a story that's absolute dog shit and it's got like 7,000 favorites, They aren't bots. They're just 7,000 U's.
All right, look, you have to keep in mind that we work in this field, Sneaky, so opinions like this it's really bad.
Right. Sure. No, and I get it. And I've had these conversations with people before, and I can respect it when the person's like, "Oh, well, I got a Mac, like 20 years ago, and that's what I use." I'm like, "All right, fair enough."
Listen, if that's someone's response of, I started on Mac forever ago and I'm just gonna keep using that, I'm like, fine, right?
Yeah, I mean, as long
That's
as
fine.
they just acknowledge that the only reason why they're using it is solely because it's what they're familiar with and they don't want to learn something new. As long as they acknowledge that, I'm like, all right, fine. I'll chalk it up as a victory to me, and we'll both separate. But
Well, not just that, but okay, I want to be careful.
yeah,
Apple has gotten a lot better in that they do have cost-effective options now that are not just horrible ripoffs. It's still an Apple product. It's still going to be planned obsolescence, and you're still going to have to deal with some of their nonsense. But it's not as much of a ripoff as it used to be.
The
Yes,
fuck
it
it's
is.
not. Have you seen the internals on these things? They're god awful.
Yeah, they are
No,
literal
they
dog
are
shit.
100% ripoffs made by the lowest bargain bin bidder. They're paying pennies on the fucking dollar for some Chinaman to put them together, and they ain't even doing it right.
Yeah, it's I had to repair some Macs as well. They are
Okay,
fucking
I
dog shit.
haven't had to make any repairs, but I know there are
I have literally seen the Lenovo bargain bin, I'm a retard, please buy me laptops.
I'll be right back.
I've seen those put together better than some of these Macs that have passed through.
Hey, now, don't diss the Lenovo's. You can't kill those things. Those are the old school cheap of fucking laptops, whereas
I'm
these
aware.
Apple pieces of shit, the boards on them are so goddamn wafer thin that you sneeze on them and they break.
Yeah, remember the Air? And people were
Yes.
having them break by just putting them down too hard?
Yes.
Wasn't there a dumb iPhone or whatever that you just put in your pocket and it would bend?
And it bends to the shape of your ass, yes.
Yeah.
That's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
That was just so stupid.
That whole fiasco. That was a great
That was
time.
one of the newer ones.
Yeah, and that was in the 10. Yeah.
I said newer.
Yeah, we're on 18.
Yeah, that's kind of not great because I used to give Apple the one caveat of their things work for what they're made for, which was music and video
Well,
production.
no,
and
Max.
they
They
get
only
outclassed
worked. They only got that reputation because Apple went out of their way to monopolize multiple companies' contracts, and they actually shut down a lot of companies solely so they could monopolize video editing and music creation software.
Yep.
even
But they
still,
also
though,
have the interoperability thing.
Yeah.
even still, they were still really good at that one function. They aren't even good at that now. There are better options.
That's because
on
the
Windows.
companies got out of those contracts and they all fucked off. Final Cut.
That and some of them the Sony's Vegas stuff that
Started to
became
catch up.
affordable.
Yeah.
That finally became affordable to the average consumer in the 2010s. And
Yeah,
then
but
another company bought that from Sony,
yeah.
and it got even more affordable and continued to get consistent updates and constant discounts as well.
Yeah, it's just Apple only maintained a good reputation for as long as they did because they had a monopolization of the market using really, really shitty business practices.
The one thing they're still good at is if you have an Apple device, it's gonna work with all your other Apple bullshit. It is their one good thing that you can give them.
But the counterpoint to that is the Microsoft is actually even better than Apple when it comes to that.
They've gotten pretty good at it these days, yeah.
Because Apple was the first in, and they shot themselves in the foot pretty hard because their iOS is separate for their tablets, for their phones, and for their computers. All operate on a different architecture. They have to make 3 versions. Actually, they have to make 4 versions of the same program whenever an update comes out. Because it has to update for the tablet, it has to update separately for the phone, it has to update separately for the computer twice, because you have computers going around with Apple chips and Intel chips.
Oh, now they've also got to do the Watch 2, Sneaky.
You're right. Yeah, they all run off of... So it's impressive at the end of the day that the Apple managed to actually wrangle all of this shit together. But Microsoft saw that, and they entered late to the party, but they were like, yeah,
One of the big things I've
our
always
operating
hated
system
about
just
Windows
works on
is the
everything.
complete lack of built-in system backup ability.
True. Yes, that's fair. But also at the same time, Windows refresh is actually quite good.
I don't like it.
Oh, don't get me wrong, I don't like it either. But it works. Well. But yeah, so I don't like Apple. I really hate people that defend Apple, especially when it's like, hi, I'm a person who works in the industry, Apple sucks, and they're like, hi, I'm a person who doesn't know anything about computers, you're wrong. Shut the fuck up.
Well, that's the way it's always been.
Yeah. Anyway, so we're going to get on to some fan fictions tonight. So the first section that I felt we needed to cover was the Devil May Cry crossover section, because it's actually this really amusing duo here that I still can't tell if they are like friends or enemies or what's going on here. So we have these 2 people, Blade Wolf and Kiro the Zero, and what they do is they have competing stories. I believe it's those 2, yeah. No, it was Zero the Omega and Blade Wolf, yeah. Because they have competing stories of Devil May Cry, Marvel, Devil May Cry, Marvel and Devil May Cry, and their plot is the exact same. It's an OC, son of Sparta, who ends up in the Marvel universe and meets this character, and this character, and they both did the exact same premise, and it is... and they did it for... It's like one thing if they did it for like one story and it's like, all right, whatever, so they both just came up with the same idea. These 2 share multiple stories where they have the exact same premise that they both wrote.
Is somebody cribbing somebody's notes here?
That's what we were never able to figure out, because sometimes Blade Wolf posts the story first and sometimes Zero posts it first.
They're probably just yanking from each other. Just straight up. That or they're sharing a brain cell.
Yeah, I was thinking they'd probably share brain
Neither
cells.
makes any mention of the other on their author profiles, so it's really hard, or in their stories, so it's really hard to tell what's going on exactly. So I did want to cover this one though in specific, and this is going into the shitfix Rex, because this is...
Oh dear.
The Hunters and the Devil. What would happen if an amnesic half-breed joins Beacon Academy to do some demon hunting? Will history continue on the same course as canon? No? Why is that a question? Someone has placed a nuke in Beacon. Will the fall of Beacon go the same? No? Why is this a question?
Asking these type of questions and stories just get so annoying to read. It's like, of course you're going to have something involving this. Why are you asking?
Yeah, I mean, okay, look, it's because in the older stories, I haven't seen anything new these days in Barnes & Noble, because the last time I went to Barnes & Noble, they had an entire 3 bookshelves dedicated to queer disabled people, and I was kind of just like, well, this is a wash.
You mean they had entire sections devoted to that, Sneaky?
Yes.
No, I'm not surprised.
And you might be like, oh, well, Sneaky, you should just give them a chance. Did you even look at the books? Yes, I did look at all of their books. Every single one of their books was, hi, I'm a queer disabled author, and I'm black, and this is my main character of my story. They're a queer disabled black original character in a blatant ripoff of the modern world with almost no changes at all to it, and this is how they unlocked their power to fight racism.
There are SS.
And it was quite literally just copy paste what I just said about 100 sometimes for that entire section. It literally did not change. The premise was the author self-inserts into the modern world and they do something that they would never actually do in real life because they have absolutely no fucking spine. I was just like, and they reduced the fiction section to make way for this. The fiction section
somebody had to give way.
was smaller now. And I was just like, okay. Okay. But anyway. Will this edition change history? You just asked that same question twice now. Will our favorite demon hunter lose everything again like he does all the other times? Probably, since you're asking about it. Will the balance of power change? I don't know, guys. Do you think Dante showing up in Ruby would ever change the balance of power between any of the character factions?
Nah, nothing's gonna change.
Nah.
It's all gonna be the same.
If you want to go the fun, proper route, he is the New Balance.
That's
Because
fair.
he's
He's an
faction.
faction.
Yeah. Now, I did actually, so as much shit as I'm giving this story, I did actually read a Ruby Dante story where Dante found out about Salem, went to Salem's castle, and punched the evil out of her.
That
That sounds like something Dante
You know
would do.
what? That is 100% alright, boss fight done. I'm gonna punch the evil out of you and it's my new weapon.
And it was quite literally a moment of Salem being like, oh shit, I actually can't beat him. And then he's like, alright, and he punches as hard as possible at her, and she's just like, wait, why am I not dead? And there's this dead evil Salem on the ground next to her. And he's like, yeah, I got the evil out of you.
Congratulations, Dante, you've beaten the evil. Now here's this bigger evil that
I'll
appeared out
send-
of nowhere in the third act.
I'll send
I'm
the
sorry, you what?
invoice in the mail.
I hate that I can actually see that Dante doing that. It's just like, yeah, this sounds about right.
That's not even some crack fit.
No,
shit.
not
That
even-
is a
not
Dante
even-
thing.
Yeah,
that's
that's
just
not
straight
even the
normal
weird-
Dante.
Yeah, that's just not normal Dante. Now here's the question, at what point is there the Virgil boss fight?
Oh, actually, that happened before Salem in that story.
Unfortunate.
And Dante
Virgil should always
obviously
be the
won.
last boss.
Well, no, because this is post DMC 5, which means Virgil really chilled the fuck out.
Are you sure on that last part?
Yes. Compared to earlier Virgil?
Okay. That's fair. That's fair.
Exactly.
Compared to early Virgil.
Will worlds be ready for Son of Sparta? Bad summary, I know will change later. He says this, having been 20 chapters, 190k words into his story that he's been writing for a year. Still has not fixed his summary that he supposedly knows is bad. And honestly, what I hate the most about was it DMC 4 or 2? There was 2. 2 was the one where he was amnesic because he had the guns all the time. Yeah. 2 was bad.
I don't even remember 2.
No one remembers 2 because it was bad. And that was where that whole Redgrave shit came from. That was where the whole amnesic Dante shit comes from. It is the worst shit. I wish people would stop fucking putting it in their fanfictions. Amnesic Dante is not fun. Dante is fun because of his personality. If you make him amnesic, he doesn't have that personality then.
Funny Haha Pizza Man is way more fun than anything you could fucking write, author.
And then if you do make him amnesiac and then you write him exactly the same, then what's the fucking point of making him amnesiac?
A good question. I don't have an answer for you.
Because again, it's not like Dante is like super devoted to being where he is on Earth doing his job. He kind of just was like, oh, well, you know, there's a lot of demons here, so I guess I'll open a demon killing shop here.
Devil May Cry, can we take your order?
Like, that was his motivation. It's not like, oh man, I gotta stick close to my family because I love them. No, if he ends up in another world, he'll be like, oh, cool.
Cool.
I wonder if they need a demon hunter here. Like, you know, it's like Dante is very easy to write for a crossover because you just get to skip all over that angst of like, oh my god, I will never see my family again. Because also, late stage Dante would also probably have faith in Virgil in his ability to find him again.
Just like, whatever, Virgil will probably find me again.
Virgil will probably show up in at least 6 months or something.
He'll get me out of this whack-ass dimensional prison.
He'll cleave a hole into this reality eventually.
Yeah.
Why are we talking about Virgil?
Because we're talking about Devil May Cry Ruby crossovers and how the authors always fucking write them terribly.
I mean, here's the problem. Devil May Cry is a very specific brand of humor, and writing it is not simple.
That's not that's not where they fail, Atin. They fail because they made Dante an amnesiac child who goes to Beacon and doesn't know what's good and bad.
Yes, that's the part we're complaining about.
Yeah, you see what we mean now. Yeah. 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 Oh, good. And chapter 1 is an info page, so be sure to report this. Because it does break the rules. This is my first fanfic ever, so I'll be putting my rules in here.
Okay.
Your rules? I'm sorry, what?
What?
Rules.
You don't own the site.
Rule 1. This story is not going to follow canon.
How is this a rule? That's just you telling us
So
that.
what's the point of even 90% of this opening summary if you're just going to come out straight in the first letter of the first author's note going, guys, we're not following canon. I know in my summary I said we were going to follow canon, but we're not following canon. I lied.
Like, I could tell, I feel like something like this would be somewhat acceptable if it's like, yeah, so Ruby's a bit of a hard for this idea to work, so I'm gonna take some liberties or something.
Yeah,
At least then
yeah.
I'd understand. I'd be like, okay, fine, I'll let this go.
Like, some things will be altered so that the story actually works, but other than that, we're largely going to follow the...
Canon will work as a guide, but I'll add new events when I feel like it. Because I feel like adding stuff, and that would make me work better as a writer. No. Keep it simple, stupid. Keep it fucking simple, stupid.
No, simple is
if
hard,
you're adding
obviously.
new things in response to your actions or characters, etc., and so on, then yes. But if you're just adding them to fucking add them, no.
Yeah. Constructive reviews are welcome. I know I'm not the best writer, he says, completely butchering grammar and spelling and punctuation. Especially since I'm new on fanfiction because a friend dared me. I also fucking hate. I loathe. I don't hate. No, I don't. That's right. I don't hate this. I loathe this excuse. It's my first time writing a story. Is it your first time writing a fucking sentence too? Have you never written in English before either? Is this your first day? Because I'm sorry, but I can give you a pass when it comes to narrative. I can give you a pass when it comes to character interaction, which, not really though, but I'll give you a pass on the basis that you haven't really thought about it before. Because, again, if you've ever talked with someone, that's how you write people talking to each other. I realize this is a hard concept, apparently, for a lot of people to understand. But it turns out that when you interact with other people, that's how characters interact in a book.
Nah.
Yeah.
No, you're lying.
It's
It's
wild.
impossible.
Yeah. It is just mind blowing. I know. I'm just dropping raw knowledge on people. I freaking loathe it when people use that as an excuse. Okay, so here, caveat here. Spanish is my mother language. Okay, but Spanish is very similar to English, as in you capitalize your I's, commas and periods are in the same places. So I'm
Stop
not
using logic, Sneaky.
sure why that's an issue. Not sure why.
Actually, I think only proper nouns and start sentences are capitalized. They don't have an I in Spanish. It's yo. Y-O. Oh, there's that. Also, Sneaky, let's be
That's fair.
My Spanish class was a lot easier than my English class.
That's also fair.
English is unfair.
This is fair. Blah 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 blah. Don't say you suck because you suck. Well, you do suck because you suck, author. This is a skill issue. I don't like where you did this thing because I don't like it. I mean, author, you literally just said at the start of this story that you're going to add things because you feel like adding them. I don't know why people can't say in response, I don't like your story because I don't like it. I mean, if you're going to hold yourself to one standard, you better believe the reviewers are going to hold themselves to that one too.
What was the phrase? Rules for thee,
Not for me. Yeah.
That's kind of like how they're operating. It's like they want to be
In terms of DBZ power levels, this is how you can tell they're actually Mexican.
Wow.
I'm not even being racist
that
here.
is
This is
painfully
just
accurate.
truth.
Yeah, no, I'm on another server with like a few people from the South and like Latino. DBZ take it seriously.
In terms of power levels, Dante is powerful, but not super overpowerful. He'll be above Team Ruby because he's experienced, not because he's stronger than them.
But isn't he canonically stronger than
Isn't he amnesic? Shouldn't he have no experiences?
Oh.
Like even if he has muscle memory, like, but that I'm not against.
He'll become
It's
more
muscle memory,
powerful
Sneaky.
as he starts unlocking the Devlin side. This will be a pre-DMC3 Dante, of course it is, because you're going with Amnesic Dante.
Okay. Counterpoint. If we're gonna stick to this is just straight up Dante,
Yeah.
that boy's built different.
That boy is built different.
They're gonna be like, yo, man, your aura reserves are massive. Why'd you just take that sword to the chest without turning on your aura? Why
The
are you still
fuck is
alive for
aura?
that matter?
Dude, what's aura? I've just been spamming Royal Guard.
So there we were, and we ambushed him, right? Yeah, did you hit him? Yeah, we got him right through the heart. And then he beat me to death with Tony. With the scythe in his heart? Yeah, with the scythe in his heart still.
You were screaming that this didn't seem physically possible.
And then he took the scythe out and killed Jeremy.
Now, to be fair, nobody particularly minded that. We didn't really like Jeremy, but still.
Then he proceeded to beat someone to death with their own skull.
This doesn't seem physically possible.
But no, I'm actually referring to an actual scene in DMC. Dante walks through a door, gets jumped by 3 assassin devils, and they actually all stab him successfully in all extremely vital locations, and
Oh,
he's
yeah.
just like, oh, lol, and then proceeds to beat the shit out of them with one motherfucker into another motherfucker.
Well, and don't forget,
Yeah.
there's also the part in 4 where he is impaled on a statue.
Oh, yes, that too, yeah.
Or, why don't we talk about the first time we see him impaled in DMC 1,
That too.
in which he pulls himself up over the crossguard, making the wound worse before getting off the sword. We have
Look, if it
multiple
works, it
instances of
works.
this man being impaled and walking it off.
Yeah.
So, if you're going to bring parascaling into this, Dante's not fair without aura. You're going to make him even more unfair with it. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
It's gonna get ridiculous.
yeah.
like he can go on about, like, as he unlocks the devil, it's like, okay, cool. He still has his physical body.
Yeah, he's
And his physical
he's
body
still a
is already
motherfucker.
unfair. He is still literally built different, author.
This boy built different. Dante won't
And by
have a
different, we
semblance
mean
because he
cheating.
is part demon, and being part demon blocks having a semblance.
I don't think that's ever
is-
been put into canon.
No, I'm pretty
stupid
sure if you
and
have a
makes no
soul.
sense.
I mean, you could argue it's just like his soul is different enough from the majority of
Well,
Remnant that's
okay.
like it's foreign, I guess you could say. I don't know.
Yeah, okay, so if we're gonna go off pure logic here, Dante wouldn't have a semblance, not because of his demon half or some bullshit. Dante wouldn't have a semblance because he wasn't a remnant human.
Yeah.
And since Weiss apparently confirms that semblances are hereditary, that confirms that semblances are genetic, which means that there is something in the genealogy of remnant humans that allows them to awaken their soul and have a semblance.
Again, that
Well, I
makes
mean,
sense.
Weren't the new humans of Remnant actually recreated specifically by the creation god after they wiped out all the others?
We don't actually know.
We
They just
don't
popped up.
actually know. Yeah, as far as we're aware, is they literally thought they wiped out all the humans, and they were like, lol, the mouse Salem now live forever on this planet empty of all sentient life. And then the god of light just randomly came back one day, apparently, and was like, what the fuck? Why is there 6 million of them? And
Yeah.
was like, all right, Ozpin, it's up to you. You gotta go fucking, I
The
can
faunus
fix her
also
on her.
spawned out of nowhere. The faunus also spawned
Yeah,
out of
just
nowhere.
don't question why all the animals are still left alive, and there was one human left alive, and now there's a bunch of animal humans alive. Don't.
I've seen.
Uh,
I believe it's somewhat implied he brought them back. It was never outright said, and
Well, okay.
I've heard a few
okay,
theories
but
that-
here we go. I'm gonna say right now, I do not believe in assumptions. Anything that is not directly said by Rooster Teeth, I will not even take into account, because you could have assumed a way better plot line and a way better storyline by what they said back in season 3. But they decided to canonize a whole bunch of different shit since then. And so I'm sorry, but I can't make assumptions anymore, because if I'm gonna make assumptions, I'm going to assume it's gonna be the most brain dead version of where it could go.
that's fair.
that's fair.
This is fair.
Yeah.
Unfortunate,
So,
but fair.
For the time being, we don't know where they came from. They just popped into existence. For as we're
They just, as far as we know, they popped into existence, and as far as we know, the God of Light just came back one day and saw them all and was like, "Hey, Ozpin, you gotta go control your wife."
I mean, it could
He
be a
actually
case
did
of-
not say that. He was like, "Your wife has changed. I want you to unite the world, and maybe we'll come back." He said nothing about
That's-
Salem
that's
unless
fair.
Osmond asked.
That's fair.
Yeah.
And even then,
well,
he gave him
that-
strict warning: Salem has changed. Don't
That's
go
fair.
for her.
And then he was just like, nah, bro, I'm not listening.
I can
Bye.
fix her. So anyway, point being though, so if we're not going to go logical, if we're just going to go purely narrative wise, demons lore wise in Devil May Cry are quite literally concepts and abstractions of thought that have gained enough willpower to manifest themselves.
Oh.
So demons are literally walking semblances. So no, Dante would not have a semblance because of his demon side.
Because he's already half semblance.
Literally, yes. Now, admittedly, if you want to make his semblance be the ability to turn into demon form, yeah, that's fair.
I would
It's
say
like,
there's
you
a
know-
decent argument for that.
Yeah, I mean, like, normally he needed, his rebellion to be shoved through him to have that part of the demon spark inside rebellion reunited with his human soul to allow him to transform. But, I mean, hey, if you want to go because his soul just straight up fucking awakened, and that elevated his demon self as well, and now he can just switch between the two, I wouldn't bitch. Also another bit is the reason why humans can beat demons is because humans are real things and demons are abstract concepts. And so while normally a normal human will be destroyed by a demon, the only thing that can actually hurt a demon is a human, because humans make things real. And, well,
What is this? orc
stabbing
letter?
you is real.
Beating your ass with a missile launcher, very real.
Yeah. Somehow
Listen.
connecting both missile launchers and it turns into a laser railgun. Sure, real.
No!
No, that's the gooey. Good boy.
DMC4, baby.
DMC5.
That's some
Or
bullshit.
DMC5.
Oh. Man.
Look, if it worked for the orcs, it can work for fucking Dante.
Anyway, so some character personalities will be different. I'll try and stick to them as best as I can, but they might change because of character growth. Author, that's called writing a story. You don't have to make that a rule. Guys, did you know that characters change when events happen to them?
No, that's not possible.
I swear, it's oh wow. I hate this shit. I legitimately loathe, despise, enrage at this shit. Because it just blows me away that someone can really sit here and be like, guys, I have a great idea. What if my characters changed over the course of my story? And it's like, congratulations, motherfucker. You are about 150,000 years behind schedule on that one.
I'm really glad you added the addendum of 150,000. I was like, it's been we've had character growth for a lot longer than that. For crying out loud, Gilgamesh had character growth.
Yeah, literally. I mean,
Bad character growth, but character
Hey,
growth.
well, no, hold on.
Oh, he had.
Yeah, great character. The Epic of Gilgamesh is a great story. What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah, no, they're
Gilgamesh's
read-
original character arc was not a positive one.
okay.
He
but
did
his
not
original
get
character
better.
arc was over the course of his
No,
entire
he
life. What are you
absolutely
talking
got
about?
better. What the fuck are you smoking?
It wasn't until after Enkidu that he got better. Like, yes, he did eventually
Okay,
get better, but like
doesn't-
he did not start with positive direction.
That's
Oh wow, hey guys, did you know by the middle of the story the character will be possibly worse than how they started?
No, I didn't.
Generally not what you want for your hero's journeys.
I mean, have you
Like-
read Heracles?
I have.
But
Heracles was a
Gilgamesh
shitbag.
wasn't a hero's journey.
Yeah, fair.
That's why it's called the Epic of Gilgamesh.
I mean, he's the king of heroes who was already a hero.
he didn't start from nothing and have to build his way up. He literally started at the top, got arrogant,
worked his way to the bottom.
worked his way down, and then learned lessons along the way, which weren't physical lessons. They were lessons of morality, they were lessons of ethics, and they were lessons of the mind, which is not your typical hero's journey.
No, it's the tale of a hero falling.
Exactly. So, Atin, leave being wrong to Nose. At least he's funny.
Hey,
You just
hey,
heard.
Hey, funny story. Go fuck yourself.
I don't know. That story doesn't seem very funny. I'll ask the Joker. Hey, Joker, what's the point of this story?
Some character personalities will change a bit. Blah, blah, blah. Dante will be different. So,
Is that a new difficulty? Dante will be different?
I guess.
The difference
He'll
is you have
still
to get
be a
reused all of them.
badass
difficulty.
wisecracker that we know and love. He's only a badass wisecracker that we know and love because of his specific character growth. You cannot. Oh my god.
Author, please stop. Just stop breathing.
If he's amnesiac, how is he going to know to crack wise?
Like
Stop asking
literally.
questions.
Oh god, this just hurts so much. Like, don't worry, guys. I know he's amnesiac, and he's going to be completely different, and he's going to have a completely different environment. He's going to be regaining his memories in, but he'll still definitely turn out as the same empathetic but yet apathetic Joker that everyone loves. It's like, no, then don't go with the amnesia. If you want haha Mr. Funny Man, just do haha Mr. Funny Man.
But then they can't say that they do good writing because they're just copying.
But they're copying anyway, and they even know it.
There's no reason to reinvent the fucking wheel.
Apparently there is. There will be romance, all capital letters. Woo, yeah, baby. That's what we've been waiting for. The thing is, I'm still deciding on who he should romance. Ruby or Weiss.
Oh,
Yes.
that's wrong on so many levels.
How about neither?
A good suggestion.
Can't help it.
Yeah, first of all, he wouldn't go for either of them because they don't look like his mother.
I mean, okay, A.
First of all,
Okay. Normally,
not incorrect.
Normally, I would be disgruntled by this. However,
I am talking about Dante. There, you are not allowed to be disgruntled.
He's actually kind of gruntled.
I am very gruntled.
Oh no, he's gonna start rhyming.
Indeed. Why not Yang and Blake? Yang is an obvious choice.
What?
I mean,
I'm okay. So let's get past the Oedipus.
Oedipus.
Oedipus. There we go.
complex.
Yeah. Let's get past the Oedipus complex part of Dante's sexual attraction. As far as compatible personalities, no, actually. Despite the fact that Yang makes a lot of jokes, she is actually that sort of person that she only allows the jokes to go one way.
truth.
Yang makes the joke. She doesn't get the joke made.
Yeah, she is not allowed to be the butt of the joke, and she is quite violent about that opinion.
She can dish it out. She cannot take it.
So you might think they might get along great. They would
As
get
friends?
along.
Sure.
Yeah, as friends, sure. As romantic partners, they would get along horribly because not only could Dante kick her ass 100% of the time, but he would also make fun of her 100% of the time because he thinks
Big
it's
titty
funny.
blonde. But Sneaky, she's a big titty blonde. Come on. Isn't that all you need?
No,
Look,
Dante
horny
does actually
prime.
have standards.
Shit. His stat is, does she look like my mother?
Well, hold on. We all saw what his mother looked like in DMC5.
I never played DMC5.
Oh, really? Okay, well, play DMC5. You'll understand why his sexual preference is his mom.
Hang on, I'll Google this shit. I don't know. Yang is too easy, and I don't feel creative about doing it.
I mean, she is easy, but
Blake was an almost, but I don't know. I can see her as a more of a confidant to Dante, since both of them are seen as less because of their. Oh yes, that's right. Dante needs to bear his feelings to Blake.
No.
all right. Wait, what's the over under on Blake writing a yaoi with Dante and his brother?
100%
She probably,
probability.
yeah, she probably definitely, yeah.
You should grow and change as a person.
Okay, so I'm looking Ava up. You know what? Meh.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, it's not, it's not like the understanding isn't there.
I still don't like it, but I understand.
I don't. Yeah, I don't like it. Her being a faunus and Dante being literally half demon. Yes, truly the plight of the faunus and half demons are the exact same.
What could possibly go wrong?
That just makes me have a lot of questions, honestly. I'm gonna be real. That's just gonna make me have a lot of questions. Because for Dante to be discriminated against for him being half demon, people would have to know he's half demon. Which,
I don't think he'd be very forthcoming about that.
He's not.
Well,
no. He
can't be forthcoming about it.
He's not forthcoming about it.
I mean, it's not like that. It's not like fucking Hellboy 2, where he's gonna just like pose for a camera with the words "I am a demon" on it, with like holding up 2 fingers.
Okay, but actually, he
I
probably he probably would.
Just in like Osmond's office, like, Dante, why did you reveal yourself? I didn't reveal myself. Holds up picture.
That right.
Like
the picture is Dante, who's a demon and has a big dick. Dante, what is this?
God fucking damn. I can actually see a lot of sexual innuendos coming out of him. Just like, oh, I'm not the only thing that gets bigger when I transform, shit like that.
My sword isn't the only thing that gets bigger when it transforms or some dumb shit.
He would.
He would.
Oh my god.
Absolutely
oh my god.
fucking
Guys, all the transforming weapon jokes.
Oh, absolutely, of course.
Oh, he'd never stop. And then, of course, you've got Ruby, who is the transforming weapon, enthusiast.
Honestly, I would like to see a more DMC3 Dante and Nirvan in other worlds stories, just because Nirvan I think is hilarious, and him using Nirvan as a weapon I think is hilarious.
Here's the question: would he say something about someone's right hand coming off if they do shit like that?
What?
Would he make the funny? He'd make the funny "your right hand comes off" joke that Leon makes. I don't know.
Who?
Talking about fucking the fact that Leon and fucking Dante have a lot of the
Does anyone know what
similar
he's saying?
moments.
I have no
possibly-
idea
I
what
think
he's
he's
saying.
talking about.
I'm having a possible stroke.
I
I lost that sentence 3 fucking times all at one point.
I think he's talking about the fact that Dante and Leon are technically the same character, or well, Leon is technically Dante.
RE4 Dante is very similar to. Did I say RE4 Dante?
Yes.
RE4 Leon. I'm going to. I'm going to go.
Nose, are
I'm
you
just gonna go
okay?
like.
RE4 Dante.
I'm having.
Wasn't where there was DLC.
Nose, are
I'm
you
having
okay?
a stroke. I am possibly having a stroke.
Possibly. Just possibly.
I've had a very long day.
I'm sure. Anyway, so being racially discriminated against as a faunus is definitely the same as being half demon. Why would I pair him with Ruby and Weiss? Well, Weiss is a refined white girl. I rest my case.
What?
Fair.
Wait, did the author actually write
he?
that?
No.
Congratulations, author. You've made less sense than I did.
He did write, she's refined, well-spoken, and strict.
Author?
That would make a perfect relationship foil for Dante, though. Like, someone to keep him grounded.
Okay.
That's more
Max is correct,
interesting.
but the author is degenerate.
You are correct in the narrative sense of the possibilities of a relationship foil, but you are not taking into account the fact that Dante's personality would prevent him from being foiled by her personality unless he really genuinely massively cared about her opinion 100% of the time.
And Dante doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I mean, DM's three interactions with Lady would kind of disagree
Lady
with
was
that.
his mother and his sexual interest.
Lady?
Wait, no, Lady, no.
Trish.
Yeah, I'm thinking
You mean
Trish. My
Trish.
bad. Yeah.
Yeah, no,
Okay,
Trish is a different thing. Lady was like one of the few times like, oh, he legitimately seems to at least kind of give a fuck about it.
Okay, but he kind of liked her spark. Okay, you know, I'm seeing it. Okay, fair enough. That's fair enough.
Yeah, like there's enough there, but again, nothing you can say definitive.
I would say he takes Lady's opinions into account, but if it's a choice of do I order the pizza and Lady gets mad at me, or do I, not order the pizza? He's gonna order the pizza.
Oh yeah, he'll order the pizza.
If it's
but
a
then
difference,
there will be that moment of thought.
Yeah,
He will go.
He'll
He
consider
will
it
feel bad about it
for like 3 seconds.
Also, it should be pointed out, part of it comes from the fact that like Lady at least earned his respect.
Also true, yeah.
Well,
That's another thing, yeah.
So you could set Weiss as that foil if she does something in combat he would be impressed by, but again, this is what would make sense narratively. This is not how the author's understanding it.
Yes, and another thing is that if Lady told him to not go out and kill demons, or because it's against the rules or something, he would literally laugh in her face and just jump out a window.
Cool story. See you later.
Also, not paying for the window. What window? Crash!
Yeah. Honestly, no. You know what? The more I think about it, the more I think that if you wanted to make a Weiss and Dante story work, it would still work. Just keep in mind that Weiss is going to be the one loosening up rather than Dante.
It's definitely not the other, yeah.
So, like, he would chill gradually, but, like, in the opposite way. They would both chill,
Dante would chill out solely because he wouldn't feel the need to rebel against Weiss trying to enforce her will on him.
Yeah. So, it could work. I'm not putting in that effort.
No one is.
I currently have my brain power working on
all 4 brain cells.
Story. All 4 brain cells are on that right now.
Truly a impressive dedication. Now, my case for why Ruby and my OC should get together is because they both like fighting.
And
What?
I mean, does Ruby like fighting?
Ruby likes the weapons. I wouldn't call her a battle
Yeah.
maniac. Nora is a battle maniac. Ruby
Yeah.
just likes the guns involved.
Yeah.
An argument could be made that Ruby enjoys coming up with combat tactics.
She enjoys
But,
using the
like,
guns.
combat itself.
Yeah, I would. Well, Max, that's also kind of factors into just like the weapons itself, because combat tactics are just an extension of your semblance and your weapon.
Well, yeah, as Sign was saying, like any joy she gets from combat is because she's getting to use her baby.
Yeah. So I really would not call them high tier mortal moment. Yes, exactly, high tier mortal moment. I really would not call them a battle maniac. Dante, yeah.
Dante is absolutely a battle maniac.
Yeah, he enjoys it.
I also think they should be shipped because they're both the main protagonist. That is a
horrible reason.
What?
That is
terrible
one of
reason.
the worst reasons. This is horrible.
They neither of them give up. No, Ruby gives up quite often.
In fact, I'm pretty sure the first episode of the current season was about her giving up.
I mean, like a majority, like so it giving up is not really shown in the show per se. Like they don't make it obvious. Ruby gives up in the first 3 seasons a lot. She gives up on trying to make friends with Royce when Weiss is initially hostile. It takes Weiss cooling off and re-extending that friendship to Ruby for them to become friends. Ruby gave up on trying to be the team leader multiple times. And she tried to just be friends with them and tried to convince them through friend logic instead of I'm supposed to be the one leading you logic. She gave up a few times when it came to, listening to structure, where she just felt that she just knew better often. And despite learning the lesson multiple times, that her ignoring more experienced individuals and their words led to problems and danger, she shrugged off that system multiple times whenever she felt like it. So Ruby gave up quite often. She would just move on. She wouldn't spend more energy or time on it. So yeah. So when also when she was killing the Dementors, someone else had to literally tell her to stop giving up and to actually do something. They both have silver eyes. Do they?
Not sure why that would be relevant, even.
Oh,
if
sorry,
true.
my bad. Both of them are special. Silver eyes and Dark Knight. So, grammar moment. He's saying they're both special because one has silver eyes and the other one is the son of the legendary Dark Knight. Dante is a dork who's bad at expressing his real emotions. Ruby is better at expressing her real emotions. And I can find kinship in both of them. That's a terrible reason as to why they should be together. I like both of these characters, so clearly they are a great romantic match.
No.
No. And I love the idea of both of them growing confused about liking each other.
That's a bit.
This,
Why?
Shippers. Gotta love them.
I mean, like, okay, so, like, I can be amused. If Sign was going to come out and write a Tanya story where Tanya's confused about romance, I would be amused, because part of Tanya's character is basically anti-romance.
I wouldn't say anti-romance so much as she doesn't have time for it.
Narratively anti-romance.
Yes.
And so it would be amusing to have her be put in that situation that she more or less tries to avoid.
Yes.
That would be narratively funny.
Yeah.
Dante doesn't try to avoid romance. Dante is about as horny as Johnny Bravo.
Well,
Maybe a little bit less
Maybe a
horny.
little bit.
he's a little bit. Here's the thing. I want this taken.
Okay,
very
no. To
carefully.
be fair, he did hit on
Dante
Lady the
has more
second he saw her.
self-control.
No, he did hit on. He hit on pretty much every female the second he saw them.
Yes, but unlike Johnny, he takes a hint.
Also, unlike Johnny, can't he get laid?
Yes.
Yes.
Even when he no longer wishes to try to inspire romantic feelings, like with a small child.
No. I would need some
Oh, that's
context.
Yeah.
That's an ongoing. So he saved a girl. He saved a young girl. And at the end of DMC5, he gets a phone call from her, and she goes, "So Dante, I'm 18 now." Dante hangs up phone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably.
Ooh.
Okay, no, actually, Johnny Bravo and Dante can both share and commiserate over having a small child lust after them.
Wait, what?
Oh, right, I
Did
forgot
you
about little
guys
Susie.
not remember about Susie?
No, I
Yeah.
remember.
Susie was my introduction to Yandere.
She's not even
Fight me.
okay.
No.
She's Yandere.
She is absolutely Yan.
She is not in any way
What the
sick.
fuck is this conversation right now?
No, in every episode where Johnny Bravo got legitimately close to actually getting some, she would show up just in time to air quotes save him.
Okay, so she's got the stalker jealous aspect of it, yes.
Yes. She's still a child, so I don't think murder is on the horizon until maybe like another 10 years, but
I mean, it could be.
It might.
she did manage to acquire a T-Rex, did she not? Or did he hatch a T-Rex? I forget which one of those things happened.
She tamed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Feed them to her T-Rex.
anyway, point being is, yeah, that. Demon, rule number 6. Demons are more dangerous than Grimm.
What?
No
Man.
shit?
We had to make that rule?
Wait, are we still on this fucker's rules?
Yes.
Why?
Because we've been distracted talking about better things.
We've been distracted talking about how much this person is wrong.
Okay, that's fair.
They are smart and can take the appearance of your childhood friend, kid, wife, or husband. Hunters can take care of lesser demons, no problem, but they aren't a pushover. Their abilities drain aura faster, but a higher demon can just punch you through your aura. I mean, yeah, that makes sense. Lesser demons have abilities that can also go through aura, but that's more rare. Okay, yeah, I mean, that's yeah.
Bad
I mean,
balance.
look. All
I-
I want, I just imagine the scissor demon showing up and Weiss just being like, "What the fuck is this? What is this? Is this a joke?"
Apparently not.
Yeah. Rule number 7. I have a job.
Welcome
Don't
to
say.
the real world.
Congratulations.
Not sure how that's a rule. I'll be uploading in my free time, so I won't be super regular at my updates, and you might have to wait like a whole week or a month for a chapter. Fuck you, author.
Bruh.
Rule number 8, food. That's it. That's all he wrote.
I,
Dude,
out of, Are you?
Rule number 9. I will leave author notes in each chapter.
That doesn't need to be a rule. You don't have to do that.
No, but he had to.
I hate this story, and you suck. Post
Just
review.
going right to that, huh?
Yep.
Short, sweet, to the point. I guess. Sneaky is nothing if not succinct when he wishes to be.
Yes. Dante and Virgil end up in Chainsaw Man universe.
Well, that's a problem for Chainsaw Man now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it's not just a problem for Chainsaw Man. It's a problem for a lot of people.
Isn't it like
Well,
the whole
sorry.
thing of like devils
I
or
meant
demons can
the
only die to
universe
other
in
devils or
general,
demons?
but like,
Oh no,
'Cause, I mean,
That
we'll
is-
fucking...
that's one of the rules, I think.
Yeah, we'll
I
just
mean,
fucking mulch
you
them.
could probably still kill them both.
No.
Yeah. Control demon, control devil, whatever. Yeah.
Does mind control even work on either of them?
Oh no, Sneaky, have you seen Chainsaw Man?
No.
Okay, so
Okay.
Makima's first introduction to her using her powers is rounding up a bunch of lifer prisoners and then remotely killing other people by smushing her hands together, and they splatter like she's crushing Play-Doh.
Yeah, but
And this is
Okay.
the tip of the iceberg.
well, I'm pretty sure that's because she was controlling another devil's power in that instance. She doesn't have that
No,
power
Makima,
herself.
no, Makima is herself the control devil.
No, I know that. I think she was using another devil's power in that instance, using her control powers.
Maybe. I'm not 100%
okay, I'm just
certain of
saying.
that.
When I think control, I don't think, oh god, I'm gonna be squished.
Yeah, no.
Okay, so it's kind of, sort of, semi, not really said, but sort of said. Dante and Virgil, especially by the end of DMC5, are effectively on the level of, like, the original demon in terms of power level.
they're at minimum at the level of dear old dad.
Like, quite literally, like, if I feel like cutting a hole in reality, I just can. I don't even need Yamato anymore. Virgil can just do that.
It's just kind of a thing he can do.
That's about
Which
the
is really
power of
good
the
because
devils.
Yeah.
someone needed their arm back.
So,
Look, man, he really needed that arm to buy that chair. Okay?
another part of DMC lore is the classic shonen trope conceptualized in that whenever Dante and Virgil fight someone who's tougher than them, they grow in strength to become as tough as that person.
All there in the Saiyan handbook, yes.
Yeah. It's quite literally, they are the tropes. They are. They literally just read out the tropes and were like, alright, just throw it all in there.
I like this one, and this one, and this one.
But remember, Dante is not a gay cowboy.
Yeah.
Do you not? You are unaware of that design document.
Yeah.
No, what?
Hang.
Someone go find the clip of Faust.
I'll find the clip.
Oh
Oh
god.
no.
Oh, dear.
One of the best clips to have come out of that DMC5.
That's
It's
a reference to Brokeback Mountain or some shit.
More of reference to Michael Jackson, but
Yeah, it's definitely more of a Michael Jackson homage than anything else.
Yeah.
Okay.
so anyway, Ruby May Cry,
is
inspired by other authors. Ruby Tale, which we've covered before, which was fucking awful, and NASCAR, which was
I can't find the clip.
really
This is
fucking
infuriating.
awful.
It's the
Dante Redgrave
Faust.
Ozpin, the adopted son of Ozpin, has been called in for a job to pretend to be a student at Beacon Academy while going on crazy adventures with his new fake friends and doing it in style. While meets burning blonde girl, they have sex. Also, characters from other franchises will show up. Yeah. So I'm also going to link this into Shitrex. We're not actually going to read this first chapter. We're going to move on to the next section.
Thank you.
Good. Atin, are you still not finding the clip?
No, I give up.
No.
Max, I even tried putting it in fucking quotes.
Give me a few seconds.
So up next, we got the high school DxD section, which, as DxD always is, it just does not fail to deliver. Sign, were you trying to say something?
Oh, no.
No.
I accidentally my push to talk key.
So up next we got Absolution. A great man once said that the weak can never forgive because being able to forgive is an attribute of the strong. A great man said this. Some might argue that strength and forgiveness are mutually exclusive. Who is this mythical some? This quote is merely used as a tool to pacify the weak.
Alright. Found it. Here you go,
What?
Sign.
What?
But for Absolution, this quote was about being strong while not being an asshole. You can be strong and not forgive people, but it's lonely being a strong asshole.
No idea how that was so hard to find out.
Giggity.
Max, I don't know why it took. I don't know why Google would not return the results I wanted. It was a bunch of people quoting it. I could get a bunch of people quoting it and referencing it, but I couldn't get the clip.
Giggity.
Oh no, Max, I was trying to get the design document where they were like, Dante is not a gay cowboy.
I do not remember a design document. I remember someone finding a tweet about that and then retweeting it with the Faust intro.
I love the fireworks at the end. I love the fireworks at the end because it's like, wait a second. Where did those come from?
They knew what they were doing.
They always do. They make him go ham, and it's great.
Oh god. Anyway, Sona's Chance, a high school DxD fanfic in the high school DxD fanfiction section. Truly a marvel. Looking for a true love story centered around Sona and Issei?
No.
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 I mean, I like Sona.
And
It's
Issei?
not Issei.
That was the wrong answer there, Sign.
I don't like Issei. I like Sona.
Okay,
Still
well,
the wrong answer.
So then why would you be interested in her being with Issei?
yeah.
That is the worst
Yeah,
patient to fall a human.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. She'd
This
kill us
story
inside a week.
has passion, romance, plot twists, character development, etchy comedic relief, melodrama. None of this has convinced me that I want to read your story.
I'm sorry. I just want to take a moment to appreciate the fact that we have finally reached a point where part of your marketing for your fanfiction is now it has character
My
development.
characters have development, guys.
Wow.
That's sad.
We have at last reached that
we have reached peak fanfiction.
Actually, you know what? I'm not even surprised because half the time I have to tell people this. Like, I have to tell our viewers, look, characters change over time, man.
That's fair.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, surprisingly, the Worm Warcraft crowd is not retarded. Somehow. That's what I was saying, surprisingly. Well, maybe at least
Sorry.
the retards don't comment.
Oh,
was
that's
about to
retarded?
say, you guys have had plenty of complaints
Okay,
for me.
We've had retarded people, but they weren't they weren't capable of realizing that characters can change. In fact, we haven't gotten any comments about why is Taylor acting different. We've got lots of comments about, oh man, I really like how you guys show character development with Taylor. And I was like, oh, this is nice. But yeah, we've had retarded people. It's just that we haven't had anyone who is, which by the way, I am using the clinical definition of retarded, which means for a Caucasoid individual, that is roughly 79 IQ to 99, I believe it was.
Careful, Sneaky.
What?
You gonna get in trouble.
I said for a Caucasoid individual.
You're still using facts and logic. They
I
don't
know.
like that.
Yes.
My bad.
They hate it when you do that.
I devil, low-class devil, bottom-rung devil society, rejects trash nobody wants, that everybody mocks, that what I am, no clan trait, last member of extinct pillar house. It's me against the nobility, the odds aren't in my favor, but good on news, I got magic and science, I need no cheat power, I make my own. Slight harem, maybe, male main character.
I hate many of the words that you have uttered.
No problem. So, of
I hate all of
course, we also have in the DXD section a Fate Stay Night DXD crossover. In the DXD section.
Do what? A fake crossover in the DXD section.
Yes.
You don't say!
Wow, color me surprised.
I am French. Okay, well.
Oh,
We're off to a bad.
that's just a black mark.
Abandoned ship.
Yeah.
That poor child.
That's rough.
Did you know that every year millions of children are born French?
Indeed.
Oh, those poor things.
Yeah.
Put them down.
Yeah.
But with just a small donation to the Fifth Reich, you can help prevent this tragedy.
God damn it, Atin.
Oh no.
Side character DXD. The character is a side character. He is archetype of perverted best friend. He does not exist past the start of the plot. He is, without any questions or doubts, a side character. And now I am him. That doesn't make me interested in your story, author.
Yeah.
So you SI'd into a side character and then didn't do shit with it.
Apparently. Here we got a really edgy one. The Unholy Wolf of House Gremory. A void was his home. He had been floating there in silence, staring off into nothingness until he heard a voice. How would you like to live out your fantasies and turn them into reality? And I'm not really sure what kind of fantasies you can have in a void, knowing nothing.
Oh, all kinds.
Really weird ones.
Probably. So anyway, Rias recruits someone from the void. Somehow?
And is the void a concept in DXD?
No.
Oh. So why is this
Actually, I think
important?
it is.
No.
Yeah, there's a dragon of it.
No, there isn't.
You mean
Yep.
the realm with Great Red? I can't remember the name.
Yes, yep.
Nope, he's not the Dragon of the Void.
No, he's not the dragon of the void, but he is literally a dragon who sits in the dimensional gap, which is the
Yes.
void.
Yes.
Well, no, there's a bit of a difference there. The dimensional gap is the gap